Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't want to make this a video that's too long, but we want to start on the longer time frame just to get everybody who's now maybe coming into the crypto space an idea where we're heading. And we are approaching, at least on the Bitcoin chart, an area where a long-term top could form. Now again, I need to say a few things. First of all, the altcoins should have plenty of time to reach some of their higher targets in the meantime before Bitcoin forms a top. That's one thing. The other one is when Bitcoin forms a top, most altcoins will likely go down with it. At least this was the case in previous cycles. There can always be a little bit of a delay. You know, there have been a few coins, for example, 2021, that rallied still into February 2022 after Bitcoin topped in 2021. Yeah, so end of the last bull market, Bitcoin topped. There was an initial dip on several altcoin charts, but then some recovered in a high B wave. One was, for example, Phantom. Another one was Harmony One. Another one was Atom. I remember because I covered them back then, and we saw this already as a high B wave. So that can always happen, you know. But I am not aware of a coin that rallied to a new all-time high when Bitcoin was already going down. Again, there will be some, but you know, as I said, there's always going to be a few days delay potentially on some of them, but that really a coin really took off after Bitcoin dipped, I'm not entirely sure about. Could be, but it's overall just to very general statement to make you aware that, look, when Bitcoin forms a top, don't rely on the altcoins to reach their all-time high targets or something, because they will probably just break, okay? So this is so important then to understand Bitcoin's roadmap. Also, even though Bitcoin maybe on this weekend isn't in the focus, because that will be for the altcoins, right? Because they are moving, as I mentioned already in my updates yesterday, that this is likely going to be an altcoin weekend, not a Bitcoin weekend. But Bitcoin is not finished with its move up. It could still stretch a little higher. I'd like to see at least one more 4-5 pattern here on the 4-day on the weekly chart. Of course, not even this third wave is done, but we should see the price over the coming weeks go higher. There's potential for a correction in a wave 4. I see that, for example, for the Solana chart as well as very likely. And there are a few levels to watch. So especially here, 130K. It's a very important one. It's a very important one. Bitcoin is currently, by the way, stuck below just one or around one of these key Fibonacci levels here, around 98.5K. But then we have 107K as the next level. But I would see Bitcoin, or I would like to see Bitcoin get to 130K in this cycle. Maybe if things go really well, an extension to 190 is possible. But we will have to see how the market reacts once the wave count is actually full. So until the wave count is really full, I don't assume a top has formed. Once the wave count is full and we start to break support levels, I will assume the top is in. But then I would still probably add a support area for upside continuation, but that would need to prove itself. Okay, so that's very important to understand. That doesn't mean we've topped yet, but I'm talking about this entire rally from the November 22 lows. You know, we're getting to the late stages. Then looking at the daily chart, here you see it in a little bit more detail. This is the price action from the swing low in August. And here we've seen a wave 1, a wave 2. The third wave is likely unfolding right now still. And I prefer the blue count over the white one, but they are very, very similar. On the blue count, or in the blue count, we are in the late stages of a third wave. There could be a wave 4 and a wave 5, which would then complete a larger third wave and another 4-5, and that could really take us to around about 130K. So that's going to be very important. Also here, a small dip could be imminent, could be around the corner, but then we need to understand the 1 hour chart to understand really if this dip has already started. And on the 1 hour chart, I can tell you, spoiler alert, but you know about it if you watch previous videos, the wave count on the 1 hour chart, 30-minute chart isn't quite full yet. So we could still stretch a bit higher, even in this third wave here in blue, before then another 4-5 happens. And the current support for this internal wave 4 is located between 78K and 85,800. So we always need to be ready for a dip into that region. But for now, it's quite good that Bitcoin's wave count isn't full yet, because it really benefits the altcoins today. Quick look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, because this seems to be going down a little bit right now as we are working through the weekend here. And this is interesting because the price is probably, it might even be that we've topped, or maybe this is still the wave 4. That's not so. Micro count isn't important on the Bitcoin dominance chart. I'm not tracking this really on the micro. As I always say, this is more experimental because this is not a tradable asset, but the Elliott Wave count allows us to understand tendencies. Now, you can clearly see that the price is struggling to break above the upper boundary line of this trend channel, and there's some strong resistance there, pretty much around 61.8%, which is actually a Fibonacci ratio. But yeah, could still get one more high. Is it needed? No, absolutely not. What this wave count tells us is we are in the very late stages of a rally on Bitcoin dominance. We have to be on high alert that a decline could happen at any point. We are deep into resistance, and one more high could obviously happen. I can make a case for it, but is it needed? No, this is already long enough. So just be ready. This could turn at any point. We've even formed one more high. I mean, the wave count is full, right? The price actually formed that one more high there. So we'll see if it starts to break down. I think, we're not far away from that, but it's too early to confirm. Looking at the shorter time frame, there's really nothing exciting here today, which is why I focused a little bit on the longer time frame and Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin still hasn't confirmed not even a local top. Okay, so even in this third wave I showed you on the daily chart, I mean, the internal fourth wave here is probably not even, has probably not even started. What I said to you in yesterday's update, we could still be very well on our way to 100K, even in this internal third wave there. And so it means a direct move up still possible. But on the weekend, we might just consolidate a little bit, which is what we're doing. It takes a break minimally below 97,150 to suggest that a top has been struck, and that we've started the internal wave 4 with support between 92,790 and 95,360. But for now, the price is just moving sideways, which is good for the altcoins. So yeah, that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, if you've been waiting for an eGold update over here on X, today I will publish an eGold video because, I mean, the vote is still running for your favorite coin to be published on X as a TA video. But eGold is clearly winning. So just check it out. By the way, great participation. Thanks a lot. Also, eGold crew, I mean, wow. You did some work here. So there will be an eGold video, but it will only be on X. Okay, so check it out. You'll find the link to our X profile in the description. Make sure you follow here as well for additional updates. And yeah, thank you very much. Bye-bye.